Welcome folks, in today's video we're checking out the new Sigma 70-200 f2.8 sport lens for Sony E and the L-mount Alliance. We'll be testing it out on the Sony a7 IV. This guy's coming in at US $1,500, which makes it about half the price of the Sony G Master, which will make it an interesting option for you E and L-mount shooters. We headed to the Wanchai Sports Ground on a weekday afternoon. There wasn't much action, but we saw a couple of basketball games going on that we were able to shoot, including some kids who really wanted to get some shots for themselves. Spotted this 16-year-old 6'3" giant who told us he was able to dunk on one of the hoops because it's slightly lower than the others. As I ran these tests, I found just as he accelerated into the jump, the camera kept losing him despite being in all the correct shooting modes. We found that adjusting it to be at the level 5 most responsive and most kind of agile autofocus mode on the a7 IV corrected it, and then the combo was able to keep up with him as he accelerated to the hoop. Taking a look at the shots, I have to say there is nice contrast. The bokeh is nice and soft. The focus was good. I'm not sure how the stabilization's doing though. Well, it has the new OS2 algorithm in their optical stabilizer, which it seemed to be okay, but at slightly slower shutter speeds where you want to just correct for that micro amount of movement to get the shot absolutely sharp. There was more than I would expect that were slightly short of that. Don't forget to check out the sample files, folks. The link is in the description below, and whilst you're over at learn.macgranger.com, you can check out my brand new Photographer's Guide to Iceland. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome,
Welcome,
welcome,
welcome.
welcome, welcome to Iceland. Steph and I show you around all of my favorite photography destinations, showing you the best time of day to visit, what equipment you're going to need, the different options you have at different seasons through the year. The course includes 5 hours of 4K content, as well as a comprehensive guidebook available as a PDF or ebook that you can take along to prepare your perfect travel photography adventure. Check it out, details are in the description below. So shooting with this guy for the day so far, overall I feel like it handles quite well. This is on the a7 IV. It's not too big, too heavy. It is, however, bigger slightly in every dimension than the 70-200 G Master, and it's also heavier, even though to me it feels kind of light. I would say though, there's a lot of switches and they're not in the most ergonomic places. For example, the switch to lock the aperture is right over here on this side, and then the click or de-click is hidden in under the tripod foot, which is really quite difficult to get to. Also, the tripod collar, well, the foot can come off, but you need to remove 4 screws and you need a tool for that. So it's not like the ones that you can just kind of unscrew and take off if you're not using the collar. So you kind of need to commit to it. I will say though, it's really nice that it's got the Arca Swiss foot built in. Also, what's kind of easy to get to the zoom, it is actually tucked in under the hood. So you see the hood is covering the front part of that. Once you put the hood on, you're rubbing up against that to zoom. But it is contoured so you can grab the back part and have clearance for your fingers. The Sigma 70-200 is now available on sale over at B&H Photo. If you purchase using Paybu, B&H's exclusive in-store payment card, you instantly get credited back the amount of sales tax on your order. In this case, that could save you over $140. Check it out, full details are in the description below. Next up, we headed to the Happy Valley sports field to shoot some soccer. Again, just an amateur game as they ran around, but again, it gave a good opportunity to shoot in a different lighting condition, this time mostly in nice direct sunlight. Just go to wherever it smells the most like dogweed. Turn the other way. If you're shooting in natural light mostly and portraiture, check out my natural and available light portraiture course. It takes you through all kinds of different tips and techniques to get dramatic portraits, amazing results using just the light that's available to you on the day. Straight on to me. So overall, I have to say the image quality is looking great on the back of camera, but I think we need to take it in Lightroom and check out. So thank you for coming in today. Join me at the desk and we'll go through them. Don't forget to download samples for yourself. So look, I can't say definitively how does this compare, for example, to the Sony G Master, because I didn't have them side by side. But I would say for the price, I think this is going to be a really compelling option. I don't know if it outperforms the latest Tamrons either. I'd love to get all three of them in for a side by side. But I would say, despite not on paper, it is slightly bigger and heavier than the G Master. I found it balanced really, really nicely with the Sony. And you can see it actually balances on the foot perfectly. The center of gravity is right back around here. So on the camera, it's not feeling really front heavy, which does make a difference to the overall ergonomics. As I mentioned, the ergonomic layout of the buttons, I felt a little bit kind of off-putting, but great having 3 different function buttons that you can customize on this guy. And at $1,500, I think any little quibbles that I'm bringing up are really relatively minor. The only one would be that at shutter speeds where I feel that I typically am able to shoot a perfectly sharp shot, there were a couple with the A7 IV and this lens that were, not a couple, there was more than I would anticipate that were just slightly short. You know, when you're shooting a bird or a person and you shoot 5 and just one of them is extra crispy and perfect and every pore and hair is perfect or feather, and then the others are just okay. I found I was getting more okay than perfectly crisp ones. So I'll make sure I include a couple of those in the sample files you can download as well. If you'd like to see more testing on this guy, then let me know what you'd like to see it put up against. Thanks to Felicia for coming in today. Thanks to Hong Kong Yao for putting on the basketball display for us as well. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you soon.